About 10 years ago, I sold off my Pokemon collection. At the time, I got about $800 for the collection. And this collection was stacked, to say the least. Tons of EXs, E-Series cards, Deltas, Vintage, you name it, I had it, and these are just a few of the heavy hitters. And I regret selling it today because it's now worth $5,040. Ouch. And so I would like to restart my collection, but I have nothing to start, so I'm going to be starting from scratch. And my hope from this series is to gain my collection and grow it so that it can compete head-to-head with my childhood collection. This is Pokemon from scratch. All right, how's it going, YouTube? This is MillsyTCG back here again for a Pokemon from scratch episode 3 update. I have been grinding, picking up a decent amount of Pokemon and building our collection, still trying to chase my childhood collection. And right now, the value of our collection, we got quite a bit. Forgive me for just the abundance of top-loaded cards. Not all of them maybe deserve the top loader, but we are short of a binder at the moment. Maybe I'll pick that up soon. However, we've got a nice collection that we've built from scratch, and it's worth a little bit over $400 at the moment. And so hopefully today's additions can increase the value of our collection so we can get closer to that like $5,000 threshold of my childhood collection. And so I picked up a really big card, and you might have seen it in the thumbnail. It's a big card, and it's a card I never had as a kid, and that would be the base set Charizard. And it's a beautiful card. It's actually pretty clean. I'll put these face down here. It's a pretty clean card. I paid about $194. That's exactly what I paid. $194, not just for this, but I got these as well. And I like some of these cards a lot. Very cool cards. Dark Machamp. I love the dark Pokemon. And then I got Eevee. I just love this art style. I never really had seen it before. This promo, WOTC promo Eevee. Very cool. Dark Gyarados, pre-release. It is not in perfect condition, but it's still a nice card. Then we got a base set 2 Magneton. And then we got a base set 2 Zapdos. So in total, I paid $194 for all these cards. And I really think that if I were to sell off this Charizard, I'd probably be able to essentially get these cards for free. And that was kind of my mindset. And so I may do that eventually, just because I really like to operate with this collection spending $0. And so part of that will be selling a couple cards off, trading some cards off, and trying to build something from nothing is kind of the goal. So I got these cards, which is really great additions to our collection, which should add a couple $100 worth of value. And next, I paid $19 for the following cards. And firstly, that would be an Exeggutor. This is not the card that caught my eye in this. Then we got 3 Flying Pikachus, and these aren't the newer prints from the XY sets. These are actually the original promos. And there's 3 of them. I do not want a bunch of duplicates in my collection, so I'll probably sell a couple of these off. But I only paid $19, and then I also got this Entei. I did not think it was going to have a major crease down the middle, so that was kind of frustrating. Actually, really frustrating. I thought it was going to be pretty clean, but it ended up not being pretty clean. However, I think I can still make my money back at the very least if I were to just sell or trade some of these for other things, because these do have a little bit of value. So I was able to add these for $19. So let's put that up here. And again, my goal is to not just buy a $5,000 collection. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to just build from scratch, and hopefully build from not having to spend too much money and end up kind of being a zero cost kind of event here. Next, I made a very large purchase of $225, and I not only got some Pokemon, but I got some Yu-Gi-Oh as well. And so I do kind of work in both of these card games, and so I'm happy to have picked up some cards from both. And I think with my knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm going to be able to essentially get all these Pokemon cards for free. So I spent $225. I'll show you what I got for Yu-Gi-Oh first. Put these off to the side. I got a Buster Blader BPT. It does have a slight crease, but nothing too crazy. We got a Summon Skull. I like the alternate art for this. Again, not perfect condition, but still a cool card. Then I got a Toon Dark Magician Girl, a two BPT Blue Eyes, which are valued around close to $50 each. This is about $10. Then we got 2 first edition Red Eyes Black Dragons. 2 first editions, and they're both pretty clean, so that's a good addition to the collection as well as the Winged Dragon of Ra GB1. It is an Ultra. I wish it were the secret rare, but still has a little bit of value. Then I got this alternate art Buster Blader. I love this artwork. It's so sick. Then I got two BPT Dark Magicians, and last but not least, a Dark Paladin. And so if you guys know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, the value of these alone is probably about close to what I paid for both of these piles. And so that was a pretty good purchase from me. And so hopefully my goal is to be able to sell these off, or a majority of these off, and in turn essentially get the Pokemon I got here for free. So I'll put these off to the side here, and then let me show you the Pokemon I got. And so I got a Wigglytuff base set 2, I got a Dark Weezing Team Rocket Kingdra, and I got a Ninetales base set Ninetales, base set Poliwrath, a Fossil Lapras, a Jungle Nidoqueen, Fossil Muck, a Team Rocket Arbok, Kabutops from Fossil, a base set Hitmonchan, a Fossil Hitmonlee, a Fossil Zapdos, a Jungle Electrode, a Jungle Mr. Mime, a base set Alakazam, and a Fossil Hypno. So I was able to get a ton of old school cards, and I think these will be able to be added to our collection. And if I were to, as I mentioned, if I sell these off, I think we'll basically get these for free, added to our collection, adding some value to our collection. Not only did I acquire all these cards, but in the purchase for these cards up here, I was able to get a couple of these. I don't know exactly what they're called, but I remember collecting them as kids, and they're kind of neat. So I don't know, I guess just some mementos to remind me of my childhood a little bit. But what do you guys think? How do you guys think I did? I think that after, if I sell a couple things off, I think we'll end up essentially getting a bunch of cards added to our collection for free, and that'll be a real cool thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these up and add them to our collection on TCG Player, and I'll come back telling you what the value of our collection currently is. All right, so I went ahead and plugged in our collection to TCG Player, and our collection's value is around $977. So we almost over doubled our collection's value from my recent additions. I think that we added some really cool cards, a Holy Grail card in Charizard, base set Charizard, one you have to have in your collection, along with tons of other old school holos. And so we're about 1/5 the way to matching my childhood collection. And so I'm hoping to have you guys along for the ride. Go ahead and subscribe and like the video if you're enjoying the content, and I'll keep pumping it out as we try to hike our way up to that $5,000 value. And so thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys in another video soon. Peace.